Richard, one of my neighbors. A nice guy. We've always got each other's backs during the residents' meetings. Despite having customized it and made it ridiculously cool, it was still a wretched carrier of bad news. For months I kept asking and asking Miss Joyce to repair that hole. Sooner or later I would fall through it again. For months I kept asking, The Parmesan had been dangling from the ceiling for years, and by now it had reached a very strong seasoning. I used to prepare a trap for a rat that was haunting the attic. I almost managed to grab it when the floor decided to collapse underneath my feet, and what's worse, I disastrously landed on the floor beneath, causing that huge hole. Moral of the story? The Parmesan was still hanging from those wires, and I had started to hate rats. I found a very bad surprise waiting for me outside the office. Those idiots in the department had pierced a tire of my beloved green Dart. Furthermore, the bike was locked to the streetlight with its chain. Wheelo probably had the keys, but for the tire I would have to come up with something. One thing was for sure, I wouldn't leave the HPD without my green Dart. Bullets in Love, the box office smash hit movie of the recent months. The classic predictable thriller where at the end the killer turns out to be, spoiler alert, the main character. A fiery red sports car. I prefer two-wheeled vehicles by far, but that one just had a certain something. Firemen usually open the main valve, from which a powerful water jet would come out. It was Green Dart, my customized mountain bike. At the moment, it was still chained to that street light and had a flat tire. I needed Green Dart to move, but fixing it with my bare hands seemed impossible. I needed something to plug the breach. I could see my reflection on the glass door. And, what a reflection it was, my friends. I had just been fired and begging Burton wouldn't have done any good. It was a permanent marker, one of those that will never fade, even with acid. Hey, Wheelo, do you mind if I borrow this marker for a while?
What do you have to do?
I don't know why precisely. I might need it eventually.
I, on the contrary, may need it for work, so the answer is no.
That was Wheelo, Visitor Service Section. His role was dispensing entry passes to the occasional visitor and invent government conspiracies in his twisted little mind. Hey, Wheelo.
Oh, it's just you.
Who else would it be?
A government inspector, maybe? They're everywhere these days.
We are the HPD, the last place a government inspector would check.
We work for justice, so we're all clean and spotless. Is that what you think?
Actually, if we're talking about being clean, that doesn't really apply anymore.
Listen, it's you who has the keys to Green Dart, right?
Yes, the chief inspector entrusted their custody to me. Can you show me an identification document?
Wheelo, if you don't give me the keys to my Green Dart right now...
I'll make an exception to the rule.
Hey, where did the second key come from? That's not mine.
The keys were delivered to me as you see them, but if you want to fill out a complaint form...
I'll keep them this way.
What the hell happened to my Green Dart?
The vehicle has a puncture on the front tire. Not only that, it's chained to a lamppost.
Do you have any idea who perpetrated this offense?
I don't have all the necessary evidence to make an assessment. Do you want to press charges?
It'd be a waste of time. Instead, do you know where there's a bike shop around here so I can buy a new tire?
There's one 5 blocks away from here, along the promenade.
It took me 2 hours just to get here from my house. I can't afford to lose the whole day. I'll manage some other way. Have you got any spare chewing gum?
It depends. Who's asking?
The President of the United States.
Very funny. I might have some more, yes.
Well, perfect. That's exactly what I need.
Don't get any ideas. I'm done giving you things for free.
Come on. Stop talking nonsense and give me some gum.
Okay. Bring me the latest edition of Play Guy and maybe we can talk about it. What? I'm alone all day down here. I have to find some way to pass the time.
Looks like I might have to spend the day running errands for this paranoid. On the other side of the street is a newsstand. I better hurry up if I don't want to waste too much time. It provided access to the city sewers.
Many tourists love visiting sewers. I'll never understand why.
It provided access to many... He looked more like a cursed painter than a newsagent. An inviting toolbox, stuffed with the lights of 1,000 uses. How many acts of vandalism could I perpetrate with a simple brush?
The fountain wasn't especially elaborate, and to tell the truth, it also seemed out of place.
It emitted a hypnotic water jet, though, neither too violent nor too calm. The sun up in the sky, a fiery red balloon and a lollipop. I would have gladly changed places with that kid. Ramos was everywhere, constantly reminding me of the thrashing I suffered. The mason was building a wall in a cross-section of the HPD station. He had a remarkable mustache. The wall had recently been stuccoed, so it definitely had more refined look compared to the rest of the building. It was an adult magazine. The rabbit with the glasses subtly suggested its intended purpose.
He was getting down with that guitar. He was getting... With his mother distracted, stealing the balloon and lollipop from the kid would be child's play. How low I've sunk.
Hello.
How can I help you?
You're doing a really great job.
You can say that again, my friend. Nobody does grout work like this these days. Listen to old Tom. That's not just a wall, it is art.
If he could, that man would have exhibited his stuccoed wall in the Louvre of Paris, near the Mona Lisa. Is that magazine on the wall yours?
Of course it's mine. What a question.
Well, this is a very difficult situation to explain. In short, I urgently need that magazine.
I understood full well what kind of urgency we're talking about. But unfortunately, I have an urgency even greater than yours. Look at those soft curves, those gentle shades.
Please, let's not get into any details.
What are you suggesting? My urgency is art. I need that magazine as inspiration for my walls. So I can't give it to you. Go to the newsstand and buy a copy like everyone else.
Well, I tried to ask him politely. Now I'd have to graduate to cunningly stealing. That arrogant Mason wouldn't let me take the magazine, but I needed it if I wanted to satisfy Wheelo's horrid sexual fantasies. Good morning, Didier.
Bonjour, detective.
You're still practicing your French, I see.
Je suis really French, detective. How many times do I have to tell you?
Come on, cut the act. Just give me a copy of Plague Eye, please.
Do you plan to pay this time?
Pay? You're particularly funny today, Didier.
I cannot extend you any more credit, detective. Your account has so many zeros that I struggle to read the total.
I refuse to pay even 1 penny to do Wheelo a favor.
On the other hand, Inspector Burton has left something paid for you.
Seamus is really funny. Was it my fault that Ramos was a mountain of a man?
That is all for now. See you soon, detective.
By the way, your fake pronunciation sucks. That guy's sure muscles. Maybe want to start a diet based on chicken and salads. If I ever had the need for those tools, I would know where to look.
Putting it in my pocket was out of the question. I'd have sullied my amazing coat. If needed, I could have used it on the spot.
I thought it was better to look for another solution.
The fountain wasn't admitted a...
I thought it was better to look for another solution.
Yes, I would rapidly switch the covers so that the Mason wouldn't notice the disappearance of his magazine. Now I felt more at ease.
The cover depicted a muscled man in a military pose. The contents, though, were much more interesting.
Here you are, you filthy pervert.
But these were not the kinds of pecs I really wanted to see.
Take the cover off, you idiot.
Oh, now I get it.
Don't get smart. Now, I want the chewing gum we agreed on.
Help yourself, but make sure you're not seen. It could look like attempted bribery.
I had to stoop to the brink of pornography to obtain it, but it would be worth it. The chewing gum was exactly what I needed to fix the bike. I prayed it didn't stick to my gloves or I'd have to spend half a day cleaning them. The chain remained the last obstacle to freedom, but fortunately, I had the keys with me. One of the two keys opened Greendart's lock. The other was still a mystery, but it seemed ancient.
What clumsy hands!
I had... I think I felt a twinge in my hand.
And you scored! What a shot!
Which physical law of the universe causes keys to inevitably fall inside the only manhole nearby? Opening the grate with bare hands was impossible. Besides, inside it seemed empty, so I imagined there must be a long drop beneath it. I saw no alternative. To recover the key, I would need to penetrate the sewers. But this would take time, and I had already wasted too much. By then, the sun was almost setting. I decided to head out immediately, hoping not to miss the appointment. When I reached the place, the sun had already set. An old, desolate alley in West Miami. I didn't know what to expect yet. I had to move cautiously. It seemed like a vending machine for chewing gum, but actually it contained soft marshmallows. It seemed like a Damn cat! A TV and bits and pieces. Boxes, empty bottles of detergent, junk. No sound was coming from inside that building. The kitchen was closed. Whatever I might find in that alley, it would not be in there. It was clearly blind drunk. Or worse. Hey, are you okay? No answer. Not even a twitch or perceptible movement. Then I realized how things really were. The man wasn't breathing. What the?
Lazarus Bundy. Forgive this production, but I can't be with you in person for reasons beyond my control. The young Malsberg's kidnapping is just the first piece of a complex puzzle, a plan which, if not stopped, threatens to drag all of us to our doom. I leave the responsibility in your hands, Detective. Catherine Malsberg must be found, and her kidnappers brought to justice. Look for my symbol.
I forced myself to interpret all this like a very bad joke. I failed. I started with the conviction to end my challenge with Ramos, and yet I found myself receiving a brand new one. The tone of that man suggested only determination, not a single trace of mockery, nor even a perceptible tremble. That guy really believed what he said. I immediately realized that he wasn't a mythomaniac. Racking my brain would have been useless, so I decided to go back home and sleep on it. Maybe the night would bring much-needed insight, and the next day I'd know what to do. As was happening more and more often, I hadn't slept much, and I almost had the feeling I dreamed everything. Had I really received a bloody challenge from a lunatic with a mask? I needed confirmation, and the HPD office seemed the best place to look for it. Today's Miami Harbinger. Who knows if it might suggest something interesting. Father Verb, one of the most influential and controversial figures of our time. The Harbinger had even published the first page in color in his honor. Years before he had received the Nobel Prize for, I don't remember what reason, then he disappeared from the scene. Apparently he had recently decided to return with a book attacking the project Alternative Sentence, launched by the United Nations a few years earlier. I didn't know much about it, but I suspected that soon everybody would be talking about it. The HPD refused to share their progress on the blowtorch investigation. It was standard procedure, initially maintaining absolute radio silence from the press, and then throw them a little bone in the days after. Unless Gwendolyn Pratt had an interest in the story, that snake would have been able to slip into Burton's office through the window just to get the scoop.